Do you know who's the dumbest human in One Piece? What about the biggest liar, or the worst, or even the worst traitor? That's exactly what I'll cover in this video. Make sure to watch until the end, because the last One Piece record is so insane that even Oda refuses to explain it. Let's start with the most irrefutable one. The record dumbest One Piece character goes to someone who is a legendary warrior, praised for his incredible endurance, smiling in the face of danger. This is none other than Gedatsu. Didn't expect that, did you? Now, even though our favorite Straw Hat captain isn't exactly known for his intelligence, he once ate a poisonous fish which almost killed him, as well as trying to revive a skeleton whom he thought was Nami dissolved by stomach acid, with Nami standing right beside him. Still, there's someone out there who makes Luffy look almost like Einstein, and that someone is none other than Gedatsu. Gedatsu is one of Enel's priests, debuting in the Skypiea arc, and although he's strong, he's far from a genius, using a window to enter homes due to him not being able to grasp the concept of a door, as well as sticking food into his ears instead of his mouth, trying to eat. So yeah, in comparison to Gedatsu, our favorite Straw Hat captain is a literal rocket science. This is only the first point, and by the end of this video, we'll cover a One Piece record so insane that even Oda refuses to explain it. Next, the smartest human in One Piece is none other than the first mate of the red-haired pirates, and second in command behind Shanks himself, Ben Beckman, showcasing high tactical genius and high IQ, as mentioned by the author of One Piece, Eiichiro Oda himself. As seen at the Summit War at Marineford, when Admiral Kizaru found himself staring down the barrel of Beckman's rifle, he hesitated. The same Kizaru who battled Marco and even Whitebeard opted not to battle Beckman. If that isn't aura farming, I don't know what is. So if Gedatsu is the dumbest character in One Piece and Ben Beckman is the smartest human in One Piece, does that automatically make him the smartest character? Of course not. There's someone who is clearly much smarter than Beckman, holding the record for the smartest character in One Piece by a long shot. You already know this one, it's none other than Einstein himself, Vegapunk. He's the man who literally invented everything in the One Piece world, such as inventing the use of sea stones, which allows the Marines to travel the Calm Belt safely. Something so simple, only requiring a sense of direction to use, useful to everyone except maybe Zoro. Geez, can't imagine having my soul get lost on my way to heaven. Happens to the best of us, I guess. Now that we've talked about Zoro, it's only fair that we talk about Sanji next, right? I'm sure you all know that Sanji is the best chef in One Piece, cooking up meals so extravagant it would make Luffy fight air. But beside that record, Sanji is undoubtedly the biggest simp in the world of One Piece by a landslide. Some might even call him the biggest simp in anime history. What do you all think? Let us know in the comment box down below. Next, another Straw Hat, God Usopp. God Usopp is by far the best user of observation haki in One Piece, being able to predict events multiple years into the future. Though he tends to pathologically lie, his lies often become the truth. Staying on the theme of the Straw Hats, let's talk about the captain himself, who's easily the worst liar in One Piece. If lying were a devil fruit, Luffy still wouldn't be able to master it. Trust me, he's been trying since adolescence. But not only that, Luffy is without a doubt the worst character when it comes to keeping secrets. Remember when Sabo told him Ace is Roger's father? And this is what he did. Doesn't help Luffy's case that he himself didn't realize that he too has a father. Maybe Gedatsu isn't the dumbest after all. Do you know who the tallest human in One Piece is? And no, this isn't even close to the tallest thing in One Piece. That record makes giants look microscopic. Well, the answer is Big Mom, standing tall at an impressive 8.8 meters or 29 freedom units. It's hard not to wonder how this creature gave birth to Norman, who stands at a not too impressive 20 to 25 centimeters at most. Staying on the topic of dwarfs, do you know who the shortest one of them is? Mancheri at just 20 centimeters tall. Next, we have the tallest fishman, standing at 80 meters or 262 feet. Can you guess who it could be? It's Watatsumi, of course. I hope you guessed right. I'll take your word on it. Speaking of giants, who's actually the tallest giant? Well, it's so obvious. It's Tall Luffy from that one filler episode. Joking, of course. It's Sanwan Wolf, standing at an insane 180 meters tall. Keep these numbers in mind because in just a few minutes we're going to break every sense of scale you think One Piece has. But before that, let's talk about the couple with the greatest height difference in One Piece. That couple, of course, is Ace and Yamato. Yamato stands at an impressive 8 feet 8 inches, whereas Ace stands at a mere 6 feet. Ain't that something? We've discussed the largest human, fishman, even giant, but this is nothing in comparison to the largest animal in One Piece, standing at a whopping 35,000 meters. No introduction needed. This animal is none other than Zunisha. Zunisha's grand height makes it dangerously tall, and where there's danger, there's Luffy's stupidity, which led him to jump off Zunisha. Not just alone, but taking the Straw Hats with him. Yeah, Luffy sure isn't the brightest. Speaking of Luffy, when it comes to the members of the worst generation, there are only two prime candidates that come to mind, Luffy and Blackbeard. Though Blackbeard's two devil fruits, Dark and Quake, make him a much tougher battle for Luffy. Luffy's Gear 5 and Conqueror's Haki make Luffy a worthy candidate. I'm gonna personally give this record to Luffy, but what do you all think? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, enough about Luffy. Now let's talk about looks, specifically the most beautiful woman in the series. That'd be Boa Hancock. No shocker due to the fact that she's referred to as the most beautiful woman in the world. Now, we do know who the most beautiful woman is, but what about the most handsome man? That record easily goes to Cavendish. This man is so handsome, people literally faint just by laying their gaze upon him. So yeah, the most handsome man in One Piece is Cavendish. Speaking of beautiful women, let's talk about the luckiest character in One Piece, that being none other than Luffy. That caught you off guard, didn't it? But I'm serious. When Luffy accidentally ate a poison fish, he only survived because Sanji's sister Reiju happened to be nearby and had a very fortunate power to suck the poison out of Luffy's body. Biblical levels of luck, if you ask me. Speaking of luck, it's only fair we discuss the unluckiest character in One Piece. And noting the nature of Luffy's luck, it's only fair if I give the record for the unluckiest character in One Piece to Sanji. This man just can't win. Now let's talk a bit about Devil Fruits, which is the strongest Logia. I think we can all agree on the Yami Yami no Mi. After all, Blackbeard did study this devil fruit under the impression that this was not only the strongest Logia, but possibly the strongest devil fruit altogether. But what about the strongest Paramecia? Well, that'd be the Gara Gara no Mi, aka the Quake Quake fruit, of course, again in the possession of Blackbeard. This devil fruit in the possession of Blackbeard was responsible for generating shockwaves, earthquakes, and tsunamis, as well as manipulating space itself, making it easily the strongest Paramecia in One Piece. Well then, what about the strongest Zoan? Well, that'd be Hito Hito no Mi Maronika, the sun god, of course. After all, it's said that the limits of this devil fruit are limited only to the user's imagination, which is great news for our favorite Straw Hat pirate. Speaking of devil fruits, what about the weakest or worst one? This title belongs solely to the Jake Jake no Mi, a Paramecia type devil fruit that allows the user to become a jacket, which makes them a human jacket. Seems useful enough. Next, let's talk about the most realistic pirate in One Piece, a character so realistic in their character arc in the series that it mimics the life of a real-life pirate, and of course being none other than Blackbeard. He killed and stole Whitebeard's devil fruit, murdered Absalom for his devil fruit. He was responsible for Ace's death as well as for the destruction of Marineford in its entirety, earning him yet another record for the greatest betrayal in One Piece, the murder of Whitebeard just to feed his lust for power. It's once again Blackbeard. On to the 25th record, the character with the strongest haki, that would be without competition, Shanks. It was stated by Oda himself that if Shanks were to unleash his Conqueror's haki, as many as 100,000 fishmen would fall unconscious. Now that we're talking about Shanks, it's the best time to mention that he's the most major One Piece character with the least amount of screen time in the manga or anime. Shanks casually appears once every few years, does something super major, and then disappears like wind. On to the character with the most screen time. You guessed it, it's Lucky D. Luffy. Fans just can't get enough of our favorite idiot, Straw Hat Pirate. And now we're down to our last 3 records in One Piece. On to the most legendary pirate. A pirate so legendary, his name still shapes the One Piece world years after his death. A name responsible for starting the greatest era of piracy, Gol D. Roger. Next, the most legendary ancient figure, Joy Boy. Born in the ancient Great Kingdom 900 years ago, was the first person to be called a pirate. Last but not least, the last and biggest record in One Piece is, drumroll please, the woman with the biggest chest size. Joking, of course. The greatest mystery in One Piece is One Piece itself. What exactly is it? Will it be something insane, or will the reveal disappoint the fans? Make sure to let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. To watch more anime-related content, click the video on your screen. Go ahead, click it.